Hello and welcome to the next episode of The Category Mistake. I'm your host, Richard Mariello. Last week, my episode on decisions, there was one decision I was trying to make, and I want to let you know that I decided not to go back to my teaching position. I decided after a lot of counsel that the fact that I have an addictive personality and I'm only going to teach this probably would have turned into a lot more. And with that, I probably would have lost focus on what my job is right now, which is getting my master's degree and becoming more than just, a bachelor's degree middle school teacher. I'm getting my master's in adult education so I can work towards teaching in college and having a more long-term goal with that. So I did decide to not go back to teaching. It was a very difficult decision. It was difficult because the school was somewhere I'd already taught. I knew all the students, well, like 90% of them. I knew the staff. I knew the principal, and I loved it there. But I did leave. I left so I could get my education and do the right thing. And I kind of told my students I was leaving and why I was leaving when I did last year. And it just didn't feel right that I tell them to focus on their education and then I stop focusing on my education. So on that, I wanted to let anybody know who does listen to this in sequence that I did choose not to go back to teaching. And I am going to continue just working a part-time job and going to school to get my master's, which is going okay. I'd like it to go better, but I think all of us would. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about something fun, and at least fun to me. It's the idea of a Christmas movie. Christmas movies are weird because they only come out around Christmas. Just like Halloween movies come out around Halloween usually, right? But horror movies come out year round. They come out, Child's Play and Nightmare on Elm Street and all those Texas Chainsaw Massacres, and those all come out year round. But Christmas movies are really just a genre that comes out between Thanksgiving and New Year's. And, they're the classic ones, right? You've got A Christmas Story. You've got Elf. You've got, A Charlie Brown Christmas. Of course, you have Home Alone. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Die Hard, which a lot of people, call a Christmas movie. But why I'm bringing up Christmas movies is a lot of them that I enjoy, the ones that really make an impact on me, are ones that originally failed in theaters. They failed to get an audience, but then all of a sudden they got released over and over again, and they became something that everybody watched every year. A perfect example of this, of course, is the movie It's a Wonderful Life. Now, It's a Wonderful Life, great movie, right? Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. My wife and I watch that every year. We watch it every year since we've been married, since our first wedding anniversary. My wife had never seen it, and we watched it, and we love it, and we watch it every year. Now, when it came out, it didn't make a lot of money. It didn't get a lot of fame and fortune, but what it did get was it got copyright released. So TV stations didn't have to pay a lot to show it. So if you're at the Christmas season and you have, 3 hours to fill on a television network and you don't want to pay a lot of money, you show a Christmas movie. Well, a Christmas movie that, It's a Wonderful Life, it's easy. You play it every year. You play it multiple times and bam, you're good, right? You don't have to worry about paying a lot of royalties and you just show it. Well, if you do the same thing for 30 years and you show it every year, people grow up watching it, even if it's in the background while wrapping presents or having a family gathering and it's just on. You see little pieces of it and a little more, a little more, a little more. And then you're like, I want to watch this all the way through. And so you make a tradition. So every year, my wife and I, we make it a tradition. We always watch it. Heck, we even actually took a family trip to Seneca Falls, New York, where the movie was based off of. And we went to the It's a Wonderful Life Museum, and we spent time there, and we really enjoyed ourselves because it was a movie that made us feel good. There's a lot of movies like that for other people that are Christmas movies that didn't do so hot. A Christmas Story. A Christmas Story is played by TBS for 24 hours straight from Christmas Eve to Christmas Day every year. It wasn't a big hit when it came out, but the phrases from the movie people still use, like, it's fragile, it must be Italian, when he wings a leg lamp. Heck, I have a leg lamp. I even have a leg lamp ornament. My kids, every year, my adult children, to this day, will stay up. They'll all go to sleep in the same room Christmas Eve. All 8 of my kids, sometimes more. They'll all go to sleep in the same room, and they'll have that movie on all night on Christmas Eve, and they'll just watch it, and they'll enjoy it. And they have no idea that when it came out in theaters, no one watched it, because since they've grown up, that's the movie that's on every year. Now, before it was on every year, we actually had the DVD, and we'd play it, and then TBS started playing it every year, and now it's just something they do every year, and it's just continual. And if we don't do that tradition, they actually think it's a little weird. That's the fun thing about Christmas and movies and entertainment during Christmas. You only listen to songs, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Christmas. And another thing, not just the movies, but Mariah Carey. We all know Mariah Carey. When we start hearing on the radio, it must be Christmas time. It's funny how this one holiday, created hundreds of years ago, has become so ingrained in our culture with entertainment. People go to the movies on Christmas. Movie companies release big movies at Christmas. Marvel's doing Spider-Man this year. You've had Star Wars out at Christmas time. You've had, other big blockbuster movies come out at Christmas time, because now they say, well, kids are home for 2 weeks and we can make a lot of money. Great. But movie theaters have been open on Christmas for a long time. And it's because after a long day of doing presents and, family and everything else, sometimes people just want to have a break. They want to get away. They want to get into a world where they don't have to think about anything. And the movies do that. And that's what Christmas movies do for me. When I watch It's a Wonderful Life every year, usually on December 17th, which is my anniversary, and then like Christmas Eve while wrapping presents, I know every word to that movie, and I don't care. I know every sequence. I know where the commercial breaks are going to be. I know it all. And I still watch. I watch because it makes me feel good. Unlike scary movies, unlike Halloween movies, unlike, Independence Day, which is like a 4th of July sci-fi movie, Christmas movies make us feel good. And the two I've listed, Christmas Story and It's a Wonderful Life, are really about the underdog winning. Now, in Christmas Story, the underdog's, a 10-year-old kid who wants a BB gun, and, you'll shoot your eye out, kid. The whole movie for 2 hours is you're going to shoot your eye out, kid. You can't have it. Drink your Ovaltine. You'll shoot your eye out. Santa's telling you the same. Everyone, shoot your eye out, kid. And then at the end, he gets his Red Ryder BB gun. And what does he do? He almost shoots his eye out. Now, the moral of the story is, if you want something and you wish for it, sometimes dreams come true. Family, love, compassion, the turkey gets eaten. They go out to Chinese food. And it's a happy ending to a story about a kid who just wanted something special. So, the little guy, he gets what he wants, right? He wins. Now, It's a Wonderful Life is a lot darker, a lot deeper, a lot more, je ne sais quoi. It's about a guy who just he wants to see the world. He wants to explore. He wants to change the world. That's all he wants. From the day we start watching him to to almost the end. He wants to go to Africa and the Maldives and everywhere else. And even when he's a teenager, he at the pharmacy, he's making ice cream and asks, his future wife, do you want coconut? And she's like, I don't like coconut. And he talks about how it comes from the Fiji Islands. And, don't you understand how awesome it is because it's not here? George Bailey just wants to get away. He wants to be something more. But we all know, as soon as a movie starts, he's not going to get away. George Bailey wants to take care of everybody. He falls in love. He has a couple kids. He takes over his father's business. He helps every person he can live a better life while sacrificing his own for the betterment of mankind. And then someone close to him loses something, and he takes the blame. He doesn't blame the person. He blames himself. It's his fault. He goes and he's ready to die. He's like, you know what? I have life insurance. I'm done. It will bail my family out. Maybe it's better if I wasn't here because I didn't accomplish anything. He did, of course. So he jumps and his guardian angel saves him and shows him what his life would be without, what the world would be without him. And at the end, he's like, I want to live. And he goes back and he realizes he has changed the world. Many, many people wake up every day going, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to be Elon Musk, or I'm going to be Warren Buffett, or I'm going to be this person. Just be yourself. George Bailey, for the first hour and 20 minutes of the movie, wanted to be a Rockefeller. He wanted to take and be a giant of industry. He just needed to be George Bailey. He didn't need to be a super notable person in New York. He needed to be a super notable person in Bedford Falls, which is Seneca Falls, New York. He got people jobs. He got people homes. He took care of his world, but he didn't see it till it was almost too late. And the point of that movie isn't about, well, George got, in the end, he got bailed out, even though Uncle Billy screwed it up, What it was about was a man or a person finally found out that they were somebody, and it didn't take a magazine cover or a special edition or a newspaper article to tell him that he was something. He found out he was something because the people around him showed him love and respect and cared about him. And that's really what the Christmas season and Christmas movies are really about. George Bailey needed to be cared about, and he didn't think he was. He honestly thought people didn't care because he didn't do a lot. Well, they needed a house. I was able to get him a house. Whatever, big deal. And unfortunately, sometimes I have that George Bailey effect on myself. Until a couple weeks ago, when I went and visited my old school, I had the same feeling. I felt like I didn't impact anybody when I was a teacher. I wasn't that good. I could have been better. I had a co-teacher, and she's amazing. She's freaking outstanding. And every day I woke up thinking, can I be a tenth of what she is? Now, maybe I had more fun, but I wasn't as good as she is, and I'm still not. I wanted to be like her. There's 3 teachers in this world I wanted to be like. She was one of them. Then there was David and Gracia. And then there's another professor I have in college. And here's what these 3 teachers have is they see the good in mankind and they make it better. And my George Bailey effect that I had until a couple weeks ago was when I went to visit at school, I was nervous because what if the kids don't care? What if they, what if I'm their new teachers are probably just as good, if not better. They probably have more experience. They're probably just learning more. And maybe this was a bad idea to visit. I was sitting in my car going, should I even do this? What if I just left? And I really contemplating just leaving. I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't because the kids ran up to me and it wasn't just, oh, we missed you. It was, hey, we did this and we did this and we had a debate today and we did really well at the debate and I taught them how to debate the previous 2 years. So a lot of them knew what they were doing and the confidence they showed me was amazing. I needed students to come up to me and make me feel like I maybe can be a good teacher. I did this for 3 years and I never felt confident in myself until that Wednesday. It was November 10th, 2021. I finally felt like maybe I wasn't as bad as I thought I was. And here's the part that really hit me. My Clarence, my guardian angel Clarence, when this teacher came up to me and she just was overjoyed with my presence. And we just chatted like we hadn't seen, like we had saw each other the other day. It was like nothing had changed. And she gave me the feeling that she actually cared about me. And I know, I should have picked this up sooner. I'm a little thick sometimes. But I caused her a lot of stress and anxiety along with the principal and others that I really just thought, once I was gone, her stress level and the principal's stress level would probably go down because I'm not there to cause it. But it wasn't that at all. She was honestly happy to see me. And it made me think, okay, she was guiding me all those years to be the best person I could be, the best teacher I could be. And boy, I did not appreciate her enough. So since that day, I've been trying to reach out to her. I've reached out to her a couple times. And I wanted to make sure she knew that she was important. Because the other 2 people, David and Gracia and my college teacher, I've talked to them a lot about how important they are. But I don't think I did that enough with this teacher. And that was wrong of me. Now, the last Christmas-y thing I'm going to talk about is this. When I watch Christmas movies, it's weird. I am actually a very emotional person. Some people who listen to this, they know this. Some people who listen to this are thinking I'm crazy, who know me. I always tear up at It's a Wonderful Life. Now, I've watched this movie probably 100 times. I tear up every time. Movies, It's a Wonderful Life, Home Alone. These movies make me happy to the point where I tear up. And it's not because, they have I was a kid who was lost or anything. No, it's because movies like this, mostly during the holiday season, they give me hope for mankind. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, mostly this time of year, I see the commercials for buying your kid a watch or a toy or a cell phone or a computer or headphones. And I don't see the reason why. Well, they want it. Christmas is love. Christmas is about the coming of birth and coming of a Savior. Christmas is family. Christmas is compassion. Christmas, the giving people do should be like the gifts that we gave to Jesus when he was born, not on December 25th, but when he was born, out of love and respect and out of full hearts. The whole, it's not about the, you don't have to give, you don't have to receive, you just have to give. It's in the giving. It's all that stuff. It's true. The joy is in the giving. I've said this before. I don't know what to ask for gifts. I don't know what to ask for myself. Because, let's be honest, I don't care. We've heard that before, I like giving gifts to my kids and my grandkids and my family because it shows them, in my mind, that I care. Now, it could be something as simple as tickets to some, a JoJo Siwa concert. Or it could be something like headphones because they're going on a trip. Or sneakers that are yellow. Or, I don't know, Patriot stuff. It's all different stuff. But see, what it is my wife and I take what they like, what they're passionate about. I have a granddaughter who loves drawing, anime, and other things. So we focus on, okay, how do we encourage that? Now, we don't get her $1 million drawing art kit. We get her something, a beginner art kit. Then the next year, we get her more. The next year, if she's still passionate for it, we get her more. And if the passion keeps growing, we keep growing with it. But if she wanes and she's like, I don't want to draw anymore, I'm not going to keep buying her stuff that she doesn't like. And that's what I do for Christmas. I give out of our heart and out of my mind. I don't just give money. I don't just give gift cards because, it's easier. I give things that actually have meaning. And here's how I connect it to movies like Home Alone and Elf even and a few others is Kevin didn't want anything for Christmas but to have his family back. That's what he wished for Christmas. That's it. Elf, he wanted people to believe in Santa so the sleigh could fly. That's it. It wasn't about, Kevin McAllister wanted a large screen TV with a jacuzzi. He wanted his family back. That's all I want every year, In 2011, I was away from my family for Christmas. And on that Christmas, all I could think about was, I never want to miss another Christmas with my family. And so every year, minus this year and last year because of COVID, my family has been here. I've had my kids here, my grandkids here, and I'm hoping to have them all back once COVID is over. And we just spend stupid time together. Now, stupid time is going sledding in a snowstorm, playing video games like Mario Kart in the living room way too late, going to the movies, eating junk food, sitting in our PJs looking at the snow. Just time. And that's what movies show so much better than reality is sometimes. In the movies like Home Alone or other ones, they show families that they're spending time together. Christmas Story, they're spending time together. It's a Wonderful Life, they're spending time together. And we've lost that, a lot of us, in this world today because, well, we're busy. We have technology and our phones are important. Our computers are important. Our this is important. Our that is important. And we've lost track of the people in our lives that, well, are important. My laptop is beautiful. My phone is amazing. My car is great. If I had a choice between seeing my granddaughter, my 2 grandsons, or my laptop for Christmas, my laptop would be out the window in about as quickly as I could open the window. Okay? If I had to choose between my cell phone and my grandkids and my kids for Christmas, there would be no choice. It'd be easy. And people are like, oh, well, everyone says that. If you know me, you know I mean it. I'm addicted. I'm an addictive type of person. And I'm addicted to my kids and my grandkids, which I've talked about. I've driven 12 hours plus overnight because of my kids. I have flown down to North Carolina and flown back up for one grandchild having surgery to the other grandchild being born without sleep because I felt like I had to be there. I would walk a million miles, and I know it sounds so cliche, for my kids and grandkids. And it's not because, I'm weird. It's not because of whatever. And I think a lot of parents agree with me. When you have kids and when you have grandkids, you feel like, okay, my kids are better and will be better and can be better than I ever was. They have hopes and dreams that they can fulfill quicker and easier, hopefully, than I did. It took me 40 years to start working on my stuff before I got really serious. My grandkids have even a greater hope to be better than me and their parents. And I want to see that. I want to be part of it. And if that means I have to take some time off work or spend a little money on airline tickets. This summer, that's what we did. We spent money on airline tickets. We flew to see my grandchildren. We flew to see a couple of my kids. And I don't look at that money I spent as a bad thing. I think it was great. It was well worth my money, my time, and my effort. And I'm so happy that I did it. Because, like Kevin McAllister or George Bailey said, I want my family. I want to see my family. I want to be part of my family. I want to be there for my family. And my family is really important. Now, my family is not just my kids or my grandkids. My family are people in my church. My family are former teachers. My family is former people I worked with who is a teacher. Family to me are people who I would do anything for if they asked or even if they didn't ask. I have a friend of mine who's struggling with some stuff right now. A friend of ours passed away who we deployed with. And her mom's sick. I'm reaching out to her, trying to help her out. She's not related to me. But her and I have literally been through hell and back. And if I can buy a meal for her and her kids or ease the stress of one day for her, that's what you do for family. And that's what Christmas and these Christmas movies, I think, most of them are trying to show. It's not about the trees or the 39,000 lights or the Christmas dragon. It's not about the presents. It's not about the gadgets and doodads and all that stuff, which I love all of. It's about spending 10 minutes, 15 minutes playing games with your grandchild, or 10, 15 minutes talking to your kids about what they're doing in school and what are they going to do during Christmas break, or what is their favorite thing about JoJo Siwa or the Celtics or LeBron James. Or do they think, the Patriots are going to do well or not. I might not love JoJo Siwa. I might not love LeBron James. But if my kids do, I do. If my kids want to tell me about JoJo and how amazing she is, I'll be there to listen. And if my kids tell me that LeBron James is amazing and Space Jam 2 is better than Space Jam 1, I'll listen. I don't always have to agree, but I'll listen and I'll take an interest, because that's what family does. So maybe today, tomorrow, for the next, 40 more years, hopefully, we should live our lives more like the families in Christmas movies, where we give our family the undivided attention that they need and that they show. Be more like Kevin McAllister's mom. Be more like Kevin McAllister's dad and brothers and everyone else. Be like Kevin McAllister. All you want for Christmas is your family back. Be like George Bailey. Be excited to see rose petals from your child that you stuck in your pocket when you pretended to paste them. Because we only have one life. Why not make it wonderful?